and a very warm welcome to today's assembly. Today is the 26th of August 2021 and today is Thursday. Let's begin the day on an auspicious note with prayers. The prayer song O Sharda is played by Samar Vora on his keyboard. Shashank Godhani from IB2 will now recite a poem on Vishwa Urja Diwas, which gives us an insight into the harmful consequences of excessive usage of non-renewable resources.
पानी और कोयले से हम बिजली खूब बनाते और रोशनी करके घर को चमचम चमकाते। डीजल या पेट्रोल डाल हम वाहन खूब चलाते, कारों से लेकर बाइक तक सड़कों पर दौड़ाते। बच्चों, अणु परमाणु आदि भी बिजली लगे बनाने, लेकिन ये सब घातक होते सारा जग पहचाने। मिल, ऑफिस या सड़कें, गलियां, बिजली सबको प्यारी। बिजली गुल तो रुक जाती है इस जीवन की गाड़ी। जनसंख्या बढ़ने के कारण बोझ बढ़ रहा भारी। फ्रिज, एसी, कंप्यूटर जीबी खाते बिजली सारी। बिजली के ये साधन सीमित, इसको समझाओ भाई। आज अभी से इन्हें बचाओ, चाहो अगर भलाई। बच्चों, आओ अब हम तुमको एक बात बतलाते। होता नहीं खत्म जो बिजली, ऐसा राज बता दो। सूरज और हवा ये दोनों बिजली खूब बनाते। कारों से लेकर एसी तक सबको खूब चलाते। इनसे अगर बनाते बिजली, नहीं प्रदूषण होता। धरती हरी भरी रहती है, कभी नहीं कुछ होता। सूरज और हवा से लेकर बिजली खूब खूब बनाओ। ये असीम बिजली के साधन, अब इनको अपनाओ। धन्यवाद।
With the increase in air pollution and the heightened alarm regarding the rise in global temperatures, many countries are shifting towards the use of renewable energy resources at a larger scale. India has shown significant progress in the reduction of its carbon footprint as well. One of the most appreciated initiatives of the Indian Ministry of New and Renewable Energy Sources was the introduction of the Urja Diwas on the 20th of August 2004. Aayush Patel, Abbas Vora, Devraj Patel, Maanya Raichura, Shiyani, and Samar Vora will share further information on the significance of this day.
On the birthday of late Honorable former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy Government of India has declared 20th of August as Rashtriya Akshay Urja Divas. The program aims to support renewable energy development programs and promotes to use it instead of traditional sources of energy. The first event was organized by Honorable ex-Prime Minister Manmohan Singh in 2004 in New Delhi, wherein the Prime Minister released a commemorative stamp and 12,000 school students formed a human chain to promote renewable energy. Since then, there have been several events in different cities such as Nagpur, Hyderabad, Panchkula, etc. every year on this day.
Why and how is Akshay Urja Day celebrated? The main purpose of celebrating Akshay Urja Day is to promote the usage of renewable sources of energy. It's done through two ways. The government encourages schemes that facilitate the use of renewable energy, and information about the drawbacks of fossil fuels are propagated by organizing events such as rallies, debates, and quizzes in schools and colleges.
There are six main types of renewable energy: solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, hydro energy, biomass energy, and geothermal energy. Overall, renewable energy is made from natural resources that are constantly replenished, which means these natural resources are restored again and again. Each type of renewable energy is generated from different resources. Firstly, solar energy is produced from the two types of technologies: photovoltaics and concentrated solar power, which converts sunlight to electricity. The wind's kinetic energy is converted to electrical energy by windmills to produce wind energy. The tidal energy comes from the electrical energy produced by the ocean waters during the rise and fall of tides. In order to generate biomass energy, the biomass materials, which are the dead remains of plants and animals, are combusted to produce electricity. Geothermal energy is produced from the steam coming out of reservoirs of hot water, which are generally found a few distance from below the Earth's surface.
The benefits of using renewable energy. Primarily, a reduced use of fossil fuels decreases the amount of pollution, including greenhouse emissions such as CFCs, carbon dioxide, methane, etc., which in turn reduces the rate of global warming. India's largest supplier for oil is Saudi Arabia and OPEC, which accounts for almost 85% of our oil imports. Shifting to renewable energy sources would reduce our dependence on foreign countries, which strengthens our economy. And finally, a lower volume of pollution would mean that there would be lesser respiratory diseases in the population, increasing the overall health of Indians.
Here are some new technology associated with renewable energy. First, concentrating solar power. Second, floating wind turbines. Third, printable organic solar cells. Fourth, biomass gasification. Fifth, tidal energy. Sixth, microbial fuel cell.
Non-governmental organizations support local residents by letting them plan how to generate and use clean energy. For example, one of the models created is Greenpeace India by Basics and Seed. In Dharni village of Bihar, a 100 kilowatt solar powered microgrid was established. It provided clean energy for 400 households, 50 commercial buildings, 2 schools, 60 streetlights, and 2 government centers. Another such model is W Power, associated with Swayam Shikshan Prayog, or SSP. SSP utilizes women entrepreneurs, also known as Sakis, who provide clean energy solutions to underserved villages. They also train young children to become clean energy technicians, and with over 1,000 members, they have helped over 200,000 people.
To promote the usage of renewable energies, the government has introduced several schemes. For example, the Scheme for Development of Solar Parks and Ultra Mega Power Projects, wherein the main objective of the government is to facilitate the solar project developers to set up projects in a plug and play model. Another scheme that we could think of is the Off Grid and Decentralized Solar PV Applications Program. The key objective of the government here is installation of an additional off-grid solar capacity of 118 megawatt peak by 2020 through following application-wise targets, that is 3 lakh solar street lights, 25 lakh solar study lamps, and 100 megawatt peak of off-grid solar power plants. Moreover, there is the scheme for setting up of over 5,000 megawatt connected solar photovoltaic power projects under 4 Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission Phase 2. The scheme aims to scaling up sizes of projects, thereby leading to economies of scale. The government also aims facilitating speedier implementation of the solar power projects through mechanism of the solar parks. By doing this, the government wants to facilitate energy security and fulfillment of renewable purchase obligation.
The source of a country's renewable energy largely depends on its geographical location and climatic conditions. Countries like Egypt use the massive amount of direct heat rays from the sun to generate electricity. It helps Egypt increase its renewable energy capacity and cut down on net amount of carbon emissions. On the other hand, countries like Sweden use the vast number of rivers and huge air currents in the country to produce electricity. In fact, Sweden has seen the second highest increase in renewable capacity per person in the last decade. Countries with a huge population like China are also taking massive steps to transform its energy generation sector with renewable energy sources. It currently is the biggest investor in renewable energy generation, especially in wind energy. It has decreased the usage of coal as a means of electricity generation by more than 15% in the last decade. It sets a benchmark for other highly populated countries like India who still depend on conventional sources of energy generation.
India collaboration with other countries. MOU between the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, and the Department of Energy of USA on cooperation in development of biofuels. Second, agreement between the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, and the University of Saskatchewan, Canada on Indo-Canadian Renewable Energy Cooperation. Third, MOU on Indo-Iceland Renewable Energy cooperation between the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, and the Ministry of Industry of Republic of Iceland.
According to the data, India's renewable energy takes up only about 5 to 10% of its primary energy source. In other words, India does not use that much clean energy. However, India relies on clean energy just as much as big countries such as the US, Russia, and Australia, meaning that India's use of clean energy is not as bad as it seems. Furthermore, over 50% of all of the countries in the world use only 5 to 10% of clean energy. According to Economic Times, India is the third largest energy consuming country in the world, after China and the US. On a per capita basis, India's energy use and emissions are slightly less than half the whole world's average. This means that India is much better off than most people think it is. India has also become a vital world leader in the renewable energy market. India ranks second after Chile in the 2018 Climate Scope report and is continuing to rise in ranks. Furthermore, it's cheaper to build solar energy in India than in any other country, and as of 2020, India's clean energy capacity has reached an astounding 136 gigawatts.
Humans believe that they are very powerful, and indeed we are, but we cannot overpower nature. When it comes to the usage of natural resources of the planet, our behavior is often greedy, but we do not like it when it's termed that way. In the name of development and comfort, we accelerate the natural destruction of ecosystems. However, even today, there are many environmental activists living in harmony with nature by satisfying their needs but keeping their wants aside. Nevertheless, the truth is that change won't be seen without the cumulative efforts of everyone. All of us might have heard of the Gujarati proverb, Tipe Tipe Sarovar Bharai. That applies here as well. Our small contribution, like planting a tree near our house, using a bicycle instead of a car to cover a short distance, or even switching off the light when moving out of the room, will contribute towards halting the rapid increase in global temperatures. Hence, reflect, are you a responsible global citizen living sustainably? If not, now is the time to change. Prashin Jogani from IB2 will now recite the poem Renewable Radiance, written by an anonymous poet. The poem makes us aware that the rich renewable resources on Earth are a gift to us and that their value is greatly undermined.
Renewable radiance. Streams of clearest light, born of a star, splash across the flaxen maze, beckoning tall sunflowers to follow, with their skyward gaze, dashing through newborn dewdrops, creating playful shadows in the bouncing, dappling, flashing, and flowing. Golden glow of brilliance in bronze, making freckles on the upturned noses, or fiery heat on skin neglected, now captivated by smooth glass faces and cycles of sunrise and sunset. To find a place in close community, coming home to rest on rooftops, turning midnight into mornings, bits of sunspots, energizing evening, seeking opportunities to turn on the street lights to heat a winter night, to light up empty highway signs, kitchen lamps, and gathering spaces, where scents of stews float up from simmering pots, setting atop a day's tired fire to cool the breath of afternoons, turning summer heat around in circles, then ever giving birth to moonlight, illuminating a garden path, or candles twinkling in the trees at midnight, reaching out, waiting, standing at attention, begging to be used, but not used up, gladly emptied out, never tiring, never holding back in jealousy. No matter what the calendar proclaims or the season promises, collected radiance renewable, renewed, generating energy and spinning allegros, freely given, freely breathing, inexhaustible, joyful, the gift and the giver. Thank you.